Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show that is finally proud of Kofi Kingston for turning heel. This is Lost in the Midcard, episode 11. We are back. We are better than ever. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett, and you can follow me on Twitter at JBHuskers. And after a 60-minute Ironman match with Mr. Sick Bug, Matt Black has returned to Lost in the Midcard. Matt, first of all, welcome back, and how you feeling, man?
Yeah, it's good to be back, man. I'm still nursing a bit of a cough, so really hoping I can keep that to a minimum throughout the show today. But to the person that was coughing and blowing their nose and spilled their drink all over me on the flight back home from WrestleMania, go fuck yourself.
So that's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
They probably had SARS or something.
Dude, they didn't even apologize.
Oh,
man. It's like they didn't even care. I'm like, you asshole.
I don't touch anything on an airplane, like especially the materials inside the pouch there, because one time I saw this man literally sneeze right into the pages of the Sky Mall magazine and put it back into the thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't touch those things ever. So, yeah, I'm hesitant to touch the air blowing things, but I need a little bit of air on me there because it's usually pretty hot in those airplanes.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm hesitant to touch those too, but I myself just got back from a little trip, and so hopefully I didn't catch anything.
Nobody spilled a drink on you, right?
No.
Then you're gonna be okay.
Nobody coughed in my ear or anything. But hey, we're gonna now that Matt is healthy and willing, we are gonna hopefully bring this back to you on a weekly basis. Things have been a little crazy after WrestleMania between my schedule and Matt's hour-long Ironman match with Sick Bug. How many falls were in that match against Mr. Sick Bug?
Dude, way too many. I didn't want to get into it, dude. It was It was probably one of the worst colds I think I've ever come down with. It was really bad.
Oh man, sounded very brutal. Let's go. We got a few stories to talk about. Let's first kick it off with reported problems with WWE and Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's been rumors that ever since Jericho was announced to do the latest podcast on the WWE Network with John Cena, that Austin may have fallen out of favor with the WWE, namely due to his questions regarding China and the WWE Hall of Fame. There appears there could be more to it than that. There was a WrestleMania rumor that he was supposed to be on a flight with Undertaker. I'm not 100% sure that's supposed to be true, but
I can 100% guarantee you that that's accurate.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow. But so there's a little bit of heat with Austin in the WWE. Austin said in his podcast that there isn't.
Yeah, Stone Cold's lying to his teeth.
You think so? So what are your thoughts?
I definitely think he's lying. I know for a fact that he was scheduled to be at WrestleMania. PW Insider also confirms that not only was he scheduled to do the layover in Dallas, the same flight as The Undertaker to go into WrestleMania, he also had his own locker room set up at the show. And he just chose to no-show the event. I don't honestly think this has anything to do with the China question on the podcast or anything like this. I think this comes down to WWE wanting Austin to do something and Austin asking for a certain dollar amount, and WWE saying, this is the dollar amount we're going to pay you. And Austin probably was like, well, that's all you're going to pay me, then fuck y'all, I'm going to stay home. Mm-hmm. So I think, honestly, as much as I love Austin, I always have, when push comes to shove, it's normally always about money with him. And I think whatever's going on right now between the two of them has to do with money.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell which side to believe on this one, just because nobody's really, the WWE really hasn't mentioned it at all. It's, these are just the rumors, and Austin addressed it himself on the podcast, so I don't know if that was just to put a blanket over things to say, because obviously the WWE and Austin are going to work together sometime down the road, and maybe this is just to put out the fire a little bit. I don't know. It's hard telling, But that's really interesting to hear that was actually, you think that was pretty accurate with the WrestleMania and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I have it on good authority that is 100% accurate.
I wonder what capacity they were going to use him for.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably to set up something for the future, I'd have to imagine, just like they did with Rock and Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, and we'll get to your thoughts on WrestleMania here in just a moment, but we're going to cover a couple more newsworthy top stories for the week. Taz, after being with the company for about 6 years, he has decided that he is going to move on from TNA Impact Wrestling. It sounds like there have been stories that have come out lately that once again that TNA is behind on paying their talent, and some have say this goes all the way back to they haven't had a payment since February, and so it sounds like that's the big reason that Taz has decided to step away from Impact Wrestling, and probably focus more on his podcasting. His Human Podcast Machine has been a great podcast so far, and then he recently just did a complete 1 week run of live radio that also would show up on the podcast as well if you were subscribing to it. And so definitely things have been on the good side of things for Taz in terms of radio and podcasting. So, Matt, what do you think about the whole Taz situation of leaving TNA?
Unlike Stone Cold, I think Taz was 100% honest on his podcast over the weekend about his reasonings for leaving the company behind. Taz is doing a phenomenal job with the Human Podcast Machine, and the week of Taz Live was awesome. So, I mean, even if he doesn't go back, and even if he doesn't, return back to WWE, but, because let's be fair here, WWE is in dire need of good commentators right now. So,
do you think the door's open for him to go back?
I would like to think the doors are open. I didn't hear that there were any ill feelings or negative issues when he left. So I don't, as far as I know, he didn't leave on bad terms. So, I mean, if the door's open for him to come back and the money's right, like I said, they could really use some help on the commentary side of things right now. But I mean, even if he doesn't go to WWE, I mean, his stuff on CBS Radio is so good, that he's got a career right there. Not even really having to worry about it. I mean, he's set either way.
Yeah, I enjoyed that whole week of Taz Live. That was some good stuff there. And obviously he's open. He follows WWE. He talks about it a lot on his podcast. So he definitely, on his end, is good with the WWE. So, definitely he's one of the best color commentators in the business. Now, on the flip side, we'll get into Impact Wrestling here in just a moment, but I thought Josh Matthews did pretty good solo on Friday, don't you think?
He did fine, but I mean, for a pre-taped show, it's really not that hard to fly solo on.
No,
I'd be much more interested to see how someone could handle running a live show solo, because I mean, no offense to Josh, I like his commentary, but I mean, if you're doing a tape show solo and you screw up, or you don't like something that you did, you can just go back and redo it.
Yeah.
And you can repiece your commentary together. And I'm not saying he did that, but I'm saying it's easily possible in this day and age that they could have done something like that to make him sound as good as he did. Honestly, if he doesn't have a partner by the Impact coming out in May that's going to be live from Orlando, and he's still flying solo, then I'll be super interested to see how he does a 2-hour Impact Live without a net.
Yeah, it's definitely a good point. But just as watching the product unfold, I thought it was really well done. But yeah, I agree. That's a whole different animal. Do you think they bring Tenay back?
I mean, Tenay's never left.
Yeah, I know. I mean, back into the commentary.
I honestly would.
Or do you think they need to bring...
Who's they going to get? They going to bring Don West back? I mean...
Jim at 10! I got a Jim at 10 card to sell you.
Dude, I like Don West. I don't care what anybody has to say. Don West cracked me up.
That dude is wild.
But, him and Josh Matthews actually work pretty well together.
Tenay or Don West?
Don West. Because the only issue I see with matching Matthews with Tenay is they're both the play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
So, they're missing the color commentary if they're going to do it that way. So,
which is typically done by a former wrestler. So, but it'll be interesting to see how where they go from there. It sucks that things are happening like this at TNA because their product has been pretty good, and the shows have been phenomenal. From a wrestling standpoint, a story standpoint, the writing's been good.
Yeah,
so hopefully they can...
TNA's product, money issues aside, is definitely going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Our last top story of the week is Daniel Bryan. His health issues have come up once again here. He's been pulled from the European tour currently. But granted, it's due to a concussion, but thankfully it's not another neck injury.
Well, the problem is Dave Meltzer reports that it was a concussion, but PW Insider reports WWE officials have told them that Daniel Bryan did not have a concussion, and they sent him home just because he was quote-unquote banged up and wanted him to rest. So, so far we're hearing that it's a possible concussion. WWE's saying it's not. And, in the whole day and age with CM Punk in the lawsuit right now with the doctor, I think the last thing WWE wants to do is sit there and say that somebody doesn't have a concussion when they do. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying if WWE's saying the dude doesn't have a concussion, I'm going to believe WWE over Dave Meltzer, just because I think that could really hurt them in court. If it came out there saying that he doesn't have one right now and it turns out that he does, I think that could be just the nail in the coffin of that case that Eamon's working on with Punk and Cabana right now. I think it'd be shot to hell right there.
So Daniel Bryan's been going pretty good since he returned at Royal Rumble. Do you think it is just kind of a give him a little rest because he was off for about 8 or 9 months?
Well, that's what I'm hoping for. Honestly, I'm hoping he was. Best case scenario is he was just banged up and they wanted to give him some rest. Are we ruling out though neck issues at this point? Is it just more? I want to.
That's good. Well, yeah, duh.
I want to roll out neck issues. And honestly, I feel if it was a re-aggravation of, and I mean it's not even really his neck. The reason he was out so long after the surgery was due to his elbow and not getting the filling back in that arm. So, I mean, it would be more of an issue if he's losing filling in that arm again. I mean, that would be worst case scenario. Honestly, I'm hoping he was just banged up and maybe he suffered a mild concussion or experienced concussion-like syndromes but was not diagnosed and they just wanted to play it safe or something like that. I just don't want anything to happen to Daniel Bryan, and I surely don't want his career to end before it has any right to be over.
No. Yeah, that's definitely the case. And we'll see how that comes into play once we do our Extreme Rules preview here, our predictions for that pay-per-view that is coming up next Sunday. We'll do those previews here at the end of the show and see if that has anything to do with our predictions there.
Well, I think things are going to be really telling tonight on Raw. Since they're back stateside, they're going to be in Albany, New York tonight for Raw. So I mean, if Daniel Bryan isn't on the show in any capacity, that should be a flag and a cause for concern. Because I mean, they flew him home last Wednesday. They're back in the States today, and if he's not on Raw tonight, that could be bad.
Yeah, and we'll dig into that a little more once we talk about the Intercontinental title match of Wade Barrett and Daniel Bryan at Extreme Rules. And Matt was privileged enough to be able to go to the Hall of Fame ceremony, the WrestleMania 31, and the Raw after.
And NXT.
And NXT. So
that was
first
my favorite
off,
show of the weekend.
what was what was the NXT taping that you went to? When did that air? Or was it just a kind of a live show?
As far as they definitely taped it. There were cameras and everything set up all throughout the night. I know for a fact they taped the entire show. I mean, it was presented as a house show, but I mean, there was like 5,000 people there, dude. It was sold out. But it was easily the biggest crowd NXT's ever had. I know that they showed some highlights of the event on NXT 2 weeks ago when they did that hour special on Hideo Itami and his road to WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. They showed some clips from that event from that Friday night. And as much as I enjoyed WrestleMania, and I did much more than I thought I was going to. I thought NXT was the highlight of my weekend, and it was awesome.
Well, that was quite the treat to see that a show like that is sold out. I mean, it's not really a surprise because you got people all over the world, and they're the most hardcore of fans, and so it doesn't make it. And it's the best show in WWE right now. So, but I bet it was a good treat for those wrestlers to be able to see the love that they're getting firsthand from the world in regards to that. Now, in regards to the WWE Hall of Fame, what do you take away from that event? I'd mentioned on the WrestleMania review show that I did here solo a couple weeks ago that it was a 4-hour show, but it didn't feel like a 4-hour show. I was compelled throughout. You in the crowd, what were your feelings on it?
It definitely didn't feel like a 4-hour show. But it was. The show was like a mixed bag because honestly, Zbyszko kind of went off the rails
a little bit,
and he lost his spot. I heard afterwards that he lost his speech in a taxi.
Oh,
and he basically just had to win it. Mm-hmm. So some taxi in San Jose, California had Larry Zbyszko's Hall of Fame speech in it. So that's why he kind of went off the rails and really had trouble, keeping on task throughout. But the Connor stuff was rough, man.
I bet.
I'll admit I cried. I don't fucking care. It was a very emotional event. They were definitely smart burning out the bushwhackers afterwards to try to lighten the mood and whatnot. But man, the Connor thing was rough, and I think it kind of put like a damper. And I don't want to say it negative. I don't want to be negative about it, but I mean it just kind of put a really sad cloud over the Hall of Fame in general. At least for me. I mean, other people might feel differently, but from what I experienced it live, Connor's thing was it was a real bummer. It was a downer, and it was something that was really hard to rebound from.
What was your favorite speech of the night?
Oh, Medusa, Lunch of Blaze. I thought she killed it, and I didn't think she was going to. Like, I didn't think I was really going to care about her speech at all. But I definitely think she had the best speech of the night. I thought she was great.
Yeah, and I thought Zbyszko was good. It was just he started to kind of get repetitive at the end. I think he didn't know how to close it out. But I think the story that he told to San Martino was great, and just how what he did to try to get himself into the business. But yeah, in the end, of course, he did kind of repeat himself a little bit, but at least he didn't thank his mama or tell you to love your mama a million times.
You love your mama. No, he just continually talking about walking through Bruno's bushes.
Yeah.
He must have said it like 5 times. I'm just like, come on, Larry, you got to get past this part, buddy.
So we go to the event itself in Santa Clara, and what did you, first off, just kind of the overall atmosphere of it mostly being kind of a daytime show. Was it hard for you to see the action? Was it different? Did you like it?
No, I didn't have a problem with it. My one regret is I wished we could have seen entrances like Undertaker and Bray Wyatt and Sting. I wish we could have seen those entrances in the dark. I think Triple H's Terminator entrance would have been cooler in the dark too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just, but those are sacrifices that you make when you run an open air stadium. I mean, they're not going to have that problem in Dallas next year. But you know, it was still, I didn't have any problems seeing the action. I don't think the daylight really ruined anything personally. But some of the entrances I think would have been cooler / more special. If there would have been a dome over the arena, and I think the arena would have been louder too. Because I was in the Superdome last year for 30.
Silverdome?
Yeah, the Silverdome. And
Brother.
I'm telling you what, dude, that is one of the loudest arenas I've ever been in. The roof on that place and the way they've got the echo and the audio and stuff going, that place is loud. And it was a really cool atmosphere to be a part of. And you know, when you have a big open air stadium, at the 49ers place, you know, just some of the chants just don't get locked in. You know, they kind of get washed out. So I don't think we'll have that problem in Dallas next year either. But I mean,
no.
So,
and there'll be 100,000 people there probably. So,
but they're going to have all hands on deck.
Yep.
Honestly, they're not going to be able to put together a card like they did for 31 and expect to get 100,000 people in the building for 32. It's not going to happen. I mean, legitimately, they need all hands on deck, and they need Ronda Rousey next year. To get 100,000 people in Dallas.
Yeah, well, like I said, you know, I said that we both have said on the show here that the build-up to WrestleMania was completely shitty, but the execution of WrestleMania was great. It was a great show, top to bottom.
Well, like I mentioned on here a couple times going into WrestleMania, yeah, the build sucked, but if you looked at the card on paper, you know, it was a pretty damn good card. So, you know, the card delivered, and the show was really good, and I really enjoyed it. But I can only imagine how much more I would have enjoyed the show overall if the build to Mania would have been better. And next year they don't have a choice because they're gonna be selling tickets up until the day of the show. And I mean, I'm pretty sure they did for 31 too. Like I don't think the arena sold out. I think there were still seats there. So if you're doing that and you only pulled in, I think what they say like 77,000 people. You're looking to pull in at least another 25,000 people next year. You can't afford to do what you did this year again. You can't do it.
But I mean, they do have a little bit of things on their side, like the attraction of the massive Jerry World complex. You know, a lot of people throughout around the world are probably going to be more inclined to go to this WrestleMania just for that venue and to be able to see the action and then be able to see the action on that gigantic screen. I think that's going to be part of the attraction for at least the worldwide crowd. But yeah, you're right. You got to have a product in there and a build that definitely eclipses this year's build 10 times over.
Yep.
Now let's go to just kind of quick hit, get your takes on some of the matches here quickly. First off, the kickoff show, Fatal 4-Way for the tag team titles. This was between Kid and Cesaro, the Usos, Los Matadores, and Kingston and Big E of A New Day. In my opinion, this match was better than what was going to be on paper. What did you think?
It was better than it had any right to be.
Yeah.
So... yeah, I mean, it was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought it kicked off the show in a very solid fashion. And I was very impressed.
I especially liked when Naomi did kind of a little Uso-like dive over the top rope and take out a few people there.
I liked it when Natty put El Torito in the sharpshooter.
Yeah, that was my other one there. That was pretty good too. The right team came out on top there. I think all three of us predicted that one correctly. The next one was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. How pissed off were you at the beginning of that match? When Axelmania got ganged up on.
It was ridiculous.
Did you boo the hell out of the?
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely I did, because it was. I mean, I get why they did it, but it was stupid. But not as stupid as the winner. So
yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But some pretty cool people that we haven't seen there. You know, Zack Ryder. Well, Zack Ryder was there, but
damn right he was recognized.
Alex Riley, Bo Dallas returned, even though they haven't really had anything for him since. Maybe we will talk about that later on in the show. How about the nice warm reception for Hideo Itami?
He did good.
Yeah,
unfortunately, got thrown out by the dumb show. So
yeah, well, at least he got a nice chant that is going to be on tape forever at WrestleMania.
Sure.
But of course, we hope he's going to be in many WrestleManias to come, as he should be. Well, let's just get down to it. Let's get down to the Final Four. Ryback, Miz, Mizdow, and Big Show. My pick was Ryback for this event, and he got tossed over quickly by the Big Show. Tell me in your own words, from being at the event, just the electricity in the crowd once that turn of Mizdow on the Miz.
Well, everybody thought Mizdow was winning at that point. At least everybody I was talking to thought they were about to make a new star, and he was about to throw out Big Show like Cesaro threw out Big Show last year. Not necessarily with the body slam, but when he hooked his head in the choke and he started to bend them back over the ropes, I looked at somebody, I'm like, oh shit, they're doing the Benoit finish.
Yep, exactly.
From the Royal Rumble all those years ago, and that's how I thought it was going to end. I thought he was going to choke Big Show over the top rope and win that way. And of course, we give the boring please retire show a win that he absolutely did not need or deserve, and yay.
How was the electricity in the crowd, though, for the moment when he turned on the Miz?
There was a pop, but I mean, everybody knew it was coming. You know, I think the pop overall would have been bigger at the end if it would have been the elimination to win it. I think if Sandow would have thrown out Miz to win, instead of Big Show still being in there sitting in the corner like a dork while the entire thing went on, I think it would have been better. I think Big Show just kind of ruins everything.
Well, of course, we all know how much you love Big Show. I thought it was an okay win. I don't think Mizdow needs the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal to succeed in continuing to push himself. I actually thought it was good to put it on Big Show. I thought it was kind of fitting. But obviously, we have difference of opinion on the Big Show, so I just thought, first, kind of a nice
defend the Big Show.
I will.
If Trevor was on this show, he would bury it right now.
I just think it was a good kind of a WrestleMania moment for a kind of a lifetime achievement type of thing. Because
he's had plenty of WrestleMania moments.
Yeah, most of them were losses.
Yeah, they were all that was all best for business.
Let's go to the Open Intercontinental Ladder match here for the title of the Ivory title, the White Ivory title of the Intercontinental Championship. Obviously a good choice for the opener. In my review, I thought it was okay, but lacked something special. What did you think on this match?
I don't know. In the arena, I loved it. I haven't watched it back on tape, so I couldn't tell you how it came across on television. But as the opener of the show live, we all thought it was amazing. The right guy won, so I mean that was great. And there was I thought it kicked off the show in a big way. I didn't have any issues with it at all.
I didn't have any issues with it. I think it just lacked something special. I think maybe it was the time given or the fact that we've seen a lot of these lately. I don't know. I just thought it it was great. It just it lacked something to make it exceptional. You know what I mean? But yeah, the right guy won, and of course the stadium gets another yes chant moment, so that was great. Talk about Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. How about the ending of that match? How did that look live? That arcade. Oh my God! It was
amazing. It was amazing.
You know how we always like to. The WWE likes to hyperbole a lot. Like this was the greatest thing ever. I think that was the greatest RKO ever. Not just because it happened, but just looking at it.
Yeah, dude, we all freaked out. It was so badass. I wore my Orton shirt to Raw the next day. Just in honor of that freaking amazing move that he pulled off there. It was freaking great.
Those guys have some good chemistry in the ring, and that was a phenomenal WrestleMania match. And oh my God, that RKO was just phenomenal. All right, let's go to a little bit of nostalgia. Triple H against Sting. First off, let's break this off into two parts because that's how the match went down. I thought Sting looked impressive one-on-one with Triple H the first 10 minutes of them going back and forth. What did you think?
I loved the match. I hated the finish. But they left a super sour taste in my mouth.
So you liked the one-on-one. You liked how Sting performed in the ring. He looked in phenomenal shape, and of course, doing a plancha off the top rope at 56, that's pretty damn impressive. So you didn't like the New Age Outlaws and the NWO thing?
Oh, I was fine with that. No. What I had an issue with was the finish.
Of who won over?
Yes. I mean, everything up until 1, 2, 3, I didn't have a problem with.
Okay, so you did like all the nostalgia and the kind of the Monday Night Wars showdown.
Dude, I marked out when the NWO came out, and I mean anybody can say whatever they want, and I've heard people say since the event, "Hey, the NWO shouldn't be helping Sting." Sting was a member of the NWO Wolfpack, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if you forget that, but both Hall and Nash were a member of the Wolfpack, and Hogan was in that weird red and white combo NWO thing that they did for a little bit. So I don't want to hear anybody complaining about the NWO. The one thing I was hoping for after Michaels came out, I was just like, oh my God, please let Goldberg come out and spear everybody.
Oh yeah,
it would have been like the greatest thing ever.
That would have been a good ending, but I guess. Yeah, I agree with you. Triple H winning, I don't know.
And I don't blame. And honestly, I don't blame Triple H for it. I know this was a Vince decision.
Yeah,
and it just makes me want to slap that old man across the face and tell him
we won again. Damn it!
Fucking war was over 14 years ago. You old petty piece of shit. Yeah. Let these things go. And, do what's best for business, like you claim that you wish you could do. The fact that he came out on the conference call the day after WrestleMania and said that they pulled Sting out of obscurity and made him an attraction said all I need to know about how Vince felt about Sting.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude. Seriously, and all the things that Sting has said over the years about his hesitations, about why he didn't want to come to WWE, was there in black and white for the world to see, with the ending to that match.
On the podcast I did for the review of WrestleMania, I said this, in a way, I don't mind Sting losing because I think that means we're going to get more matches out of Sting.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for, but it was very. You couldn't tell that from the segment that he did on Raw.
One quick thing before we wrap this match up. I don't know if you saw this live, but Kevin Nash, I think, trolled the internet a little bit. He went for, I think he clotheslined X-Pac on the outside. And he grabbed his leg, like he grabbed his quad. But he was perfectly fine.
No, we did catch that when we were making fun.
Did you catch that? Yeah, I thought that was kind of a funny moment.
We weren't sure he was selling it or not.
We thought it was kind of a funny trolling.
You never know with Nash. So.
All right, one last thing about the match, the handshake in the end. Did you mind it? I didn't mind it. A lot of people were pissed off about it. What did you think?
I wouldn't have minded it at all had he not come out and trolled Sting later on in the night.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been better off if they had to do the Rock and Rousey, Triple H and Stephanie segment. I would have liked it a lot better if they wouldn't have had Triple H talk until The Rock came out.
Mm-hmm.
I just think him, kind of burying Sting after the handshake was just kind of stupid. I didn't mind it at the time, but I minded it more later on with that segment.
Okay, Matt, I'm going to pause recording right now. I'm going to grab a water real quick.
Sure.
All right, now let's shift gears to the Divas Tag Team match between Paige and AJ Lee against the Bella Twins. It was a good match for the time given, but it was a standard 7-minute Divas match. And, of course, it was the last match of AJ Lee in a WWE ring. What were your thoughts on that, Matt?
AJ wrestled the next night on Raw.
Oh. Okay, well, her last WrestleMania, then. We'll just put it that way.
Who gives a shit? She won.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts on the match?
I thought the match was fine for what it was. I mean, it didn't blow me away, but it wasn't terrible. I mean, it was fine. Mm-hmm. It was an okay Divas match. It was better than a 60-second to 2-minute thing that they probably would have gotten before the whole internet uproar made them do some time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, with the whole give Divas a chance, I thought maybe they would get a little more time with that, but oh well. It's all good. The U.S. Championship match is up next, and what did you think of Rusev's entrance in the tank?
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. Dude, Rusev had one of the best entrances of the night. And Cena had, nothing. It was just, that was weird.
Yeah, he had, the political rah-rah type of
deal. Which was lame.
Cena went over, and I thought it was...
Crowd booed.
On paper, I thought it was terrible, but I thought it was, in the end, I thought it was a good idea, and then what they're doing with the U.S. Open Challenge has been pretty good, I think. So I think it wasn't a bad thing putting the title on them.
No, it's not, but I really wish they would have gotten Rusev away from him, because I don't see Rusev winning the title back in Extreme Rules.
No.
So it's just so you're going to have him lose again. And it just,
Yeah, the fact that he didn't kick out of a finisher.
I would have gotten him so far away from the John Cena feud, that it wouldn't even be funny.
It's like he got sucked into a black hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
anybody that feuds with Cena ends up getting sucked into a black hole.
Pretty much.
That's why, honestly, Cena's best position right now is just fighting random people every week for the United States title. Because he's not locked into a feud with anybody. He's having good matches. He's making them look good. He's doing the 80s Ric Flair thing, where everybody Flair fought. He made them look like $1 million, and it made them think that they could win the title, and in the end, Flair retained. I mean, that's kind of what Cena's doing now with the U.S. title, and that's great. But I want to know what the hell they're going to do with Rusev after Extreme Rules, because I really don't believe that they're going to put the title back on him afterwards.
No, I don't think so either. I think, unlike Bray Wyatt, though, I don't think this is going to hurt Rusev too much. I think he could just go back to crushing people again and then get that next big feud, and he'll win that. And then I think he'll eventually be in the title picture by the end of the year.
We shall see.
What were your thoughts on... did you expect Rock to show up at WrestleMania?
Yes.
But not there, or did you think he was there?
No, I definitely expected him to show up at WrestleMania.
But he did the moment when he did surprise you a little bit? Or?
Everybody popped. But honestly, I would have been more surprised at the end of the evening if he wasn't there, than if he would have been there. Mm-hmm. I was 100% certain that Rock was going to be there. So I mean, it didn't surprise me. I would have been more surprised if by the time when the evening was over, if he wasn't there.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that this kind of drew out quite a bit as they were trying to wait for the sun to go down for the Bray Wyatt Undertaker match. Did it feel drawn out to you, or was the moment electrifying enough for you to be excited the whole time?
I didn't go back and watch it on TV, but live it didn't feel like it dragged out too long.
Well, to me,
everything was great. In the building and live and watching it as it happened, everything was great. I called the Ronda Rousey thing with Rock, and nobody believed me until it happened, and we all flipped out. But yeah, it was great. Live, it was great. I don't know how it came across on TV. I feel like if it dragged on too long or whatnot, but I thought it was awesome.
Some people thought it did. I didn't. I thought it was perfectly fine. I thought it was a great moment. It was what it's what WrestleMania is all about. It's for moments like this and things you don't expect. And I thought it was great. I found it funny though that once they ended that and Bray Wyatt made his entrance, somebody on Twitter said that Vince McMahon just fired the Sun for not going down. But
well, trust me, if Vince could, he would. He probably thinks that he can.
What were your thoughts on the match between Undertaker and Bray Wyatt, just the match itself?
Freaking great.
Mm-hmm. He looks so much better.
He was exactly what I've been telling everybody for the last year. You can't judge Undertaker's match with Brock Lesnar last year because he got a concussion like a minute into the match. Yep. And everyone's like, oh, Taker's old, Taker's done, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck no, Taker's not done. Dude, the dude worked a match longer than he had any right to work with a freaking concussion. A severe concussion at that. And, I knew he was going to come out and kill it. And he did. And he rocked it. Mm-hmm. He was American Badass-esque. And I enjoyed the hell out of Taker and Wyatt. And I can't wait to see what they do with Taker in Dallas next year. I want them to do Taker and Sting. We'll see what they're going to do.
I thought it was just phenomenal when Bray Wyatt was doing his crab walk, and then Taker sat up, and he just crumbled.
WrestleMania. That was a WrestleMania moment for Bray.
The way Bray reacted to that was phenomenal. That was perfect when he just kind of crumbled into a ball, and his arms kind of gave way, and he just kind of crumbled. That was just so fucking awesome. I couldn't believe it. That was a moment that'll live on forever. These two guys definitely showed that they belong, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And go to the main event of the night: Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. This was like Roman Reigns was kind of like Cena without actually being Cena. He had a great comeback and made the match a great match, and of course but he didn't. Like Cena does, always wins. Reigns didn't come out on top. What did you think about first before the triple threat? What did you think about Reigns' comeback after getting his ass beat by Brock Lesnar?
The only thing I didn't like about it, I didn't like him smiling throughout the entire match. I found it to be highly annoying. Brock Lesnar's kicking the ever-living shit out of you, and you're smiling. I hated that. I get what they were trying to do, but I thought it was terrible, and I didn't like it at all. The match itself was amazing. My problem with it throughout the entire match is I was just waiting for the cash in.
Yeah.
Because as soon as Orton beat Rollins, I knew he was cashing in that night. And I told you guys that on the prediction show. Because I picked Rollins to beat Orton and no cash in, and I told you that if Orton beat Rollins, he was cashing in that night. And it's exactly what I said was going to happen happened. And so, the entire match, I was just waiting for the match to be over and for Rollins to cash in on whoever. I thought putting the match together as a triple threat was a cool swerve, stroke of genius type deal. I liked that, and it adds a new wrinkle to the Money in the Bank that people didn't know you could do before. So,
yeah, and we're all expecting end of the match cash in or something like that. The way that he did it was perfect because it even put him in some peril because Brock caught him after his second curb stomp attempt, but Roman Reigns actually helped Rollins win the match there because he put the spear up on Lesnar that knocked Lesnar out of the match for good, and then a curb stomp on Roman Reigns. So, well booked. That match was well booked from start to finish, and I think WrestleMania it was well booked from start to finish. There wasn't a dud on the card.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Real quick, let's just talk about. We're not going to break down everything on here, but what stood out to you on the Monday night after WrestleMania as you were in attendance there?
Brock Lesnar and Neville. And that was pretty much it. So I really didn't think it was that good of a show.
No, after Lesnar dumped the table, people give Saxton a lot of crap for doing a poor job. I think he was trying to sell shock, and it just didn't come out well on live TV.
Well, honestly, I didn't enjoy the show enough that when I came home on Tuesday, I just deleted it off the DVR. I didn't even watch it back. And every year I've come home, I watch the show back, to see it from the other side, and I just did not think that show was that great. I mean, okay, I Cena and Ambrose was awesome.
Yeah.
Neville's unexpected debut was great, because when they did the little promo package earlier in the night, everybody was just like, all right, Neville's coming, but he's not going to be here tonight. So when he came out, that was awesome. Everything with Brock was great. And other than that, the show was a dud. I didn't think the show was good at all.
The main event was same old shit. 6-man tag match with a Big Show and Kane on one end. And
I don't know how it came across on TV, but the crowd let them have it in that main event.
Yeah, did they chant same old shit?
Dude, they did that. They did. They
retire Big Show.
They asked Big Show to retire. They chanted for every NXT guy you could think of.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, within I heard that they muted the crowd during the main event. And I legitimately, it was loud enough that there's no way that this wasn't heard without muting the crowd. They chanted for every NXT guy for like 5 to 10 minutes straight at the beginning of the match. From chant "How you doing" to every NXT guy you could think of got a chant.
I heard at the beginning
of the match.
I heard the "How you doing." I think then that's probably the time that they kind of flipped the switch.
"How you doing" was the last NXT chant that happened. It was the last. It was the last one, and then that
was the only one I can remember.
And then they switched over. But no, there were a lot of NXT chants. Breeze is gorgeous. Sammy, stuff for Sammy, stuff for Owen, stuff for Sasha, Charlotte. It was pretty. There was a lot of NXT stuff. Although I hated that crowd during the Divas match. I absolutely hated them. So, because I thought they were completely out of line and uncalled for. With the "You suck Cena, you suck Bryan, you suck Uso" chants at the girls. I just like, you guys have no class whatsoever. So.
Yeah, they just, that kind of crowd just wants to be known for their chants, and they'll shit on a match or something like that to do so. Sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's not. But
the best chant the crowd had wasn't even on live TV. And I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this for Lost in the Midcard. They were doing a pre-sale for the next Raw coming to San Jose this summer.
Oh, I heard about it.
And after they did the run, and Lillian did the rundown in the rain, the crowd started chanting, "We don't live here."
Yeah.
"We don't live here," and Lillian started laughing. I mean, it was honestly, that was my favorite crowd chant of the night. I thought that was hysterical. So.
Well, let's go from WrestleMania weekend. We're going to hop in the time machine to the current. We're going to take a look at Raw this past Monday on tape delay from London, England. Always a good crowd in London, England, and it's all started with Cena. Of course, the fans of London let Cena know what they think of him. He was there to issue his open challenge, and none other than Bad News Barrett accepted to a gigantic pop. And this was a pretty good match, just like all of them have been. The Ambrose match was phenomenal. The Stardust match was phenomenal. And the Barrett one was great, too. None of us figured he was going to win just because he's got an Intercontinental title match coming up. But there was that thought, maybe he's going to hold both straps at one point or something.
The only match I honestly thought there was a potential of a switch was with Dean. And I just knew with Cena's new United States Champion shirt that he had already that they weren't going to do it.
They're going to keep that on him for a little while.
Dean was more believable than anybody else that they've run since then, that you thought, there might have been something to do. There might have been something there.
So, obviously, at the end of the match, Rusev comes in with a chain and knocks out Cena. So we got a Russian chain match for Extreme Rules. What do you think of that stipulation?
Meh. Whatever.
Kind of in a way, it's kind of it's a way that Cena's going to probably win the match. It's probably going to be both of our predictions. But it's a way where Rusev doesn't get pinned or submitted.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the only positive to it.
Yeah. We got a Divas Battle Royal for the #1 contendership of the Divas Championship, which is currently held by Nikki Bella. The winner gets a shot at Extreme Rules, and that winner happened to be Paige.
Who is not getting the title shot at Extreme Rules.
What's that?
Who is not getting the title shot at Extreme Rules. I'm being told that was her exit off of television to go film a movie.
I've heard that too, but if you go to WWE.com, they still have her in there.
I guess we'll find out tonight on Raw and Albany what they're going to do.
Because Naomi seemingly has turned heel after attacking Paige when she was getting interviewed by Byron Saxton, and
freaking Naomi, who freaking cares? Change your damn finisher, and then we'll talk.
Oh, you don't like the ass to face?
No, because it shouldn't be enough to pin anybody. If somebody hits me in the face with their ass, you're not going to pin me for a 3 count afterwards. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but look at her ass. Come on.
Dude, her ass is fine. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about using it as a finishing move. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
So she's doing a Christmas movie with The Miz. Will you be watching that?
Maybe.
I don't know. Sounds like it could be.
I watched Jingle All the Way too, for crying out loud, so I'd probably watch this.
Have you watched The Marine 4 yet?
I have not.
Oh God, Miz is going to be so mad at you.
I want to see it because of Summer Rae.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll see it eventually. I haven't seen it yet.
So Bray Wyatt does another.
Yeah, who the hell is he talking about?
That was what I was going to ask you. You don't have any clue, and I don't have any clue.
Honestly, if you want me to tell, it's to me. If you're putting the puzzle pieces, it sounds like he's talking about Triple H. Oh. But I mean, if he's talking about Triple H, that means he's got to be going face. So I mean, I don't freaking know. I mean, if you had to put a gun to my head and I had to give you an answer, it sounds like he's talking about Triple H. But I couldn't tell. I don't know who else he could be talking about. I don't know.
The promo from Raw, he says, he talks about how love can be blinding and can consume you. He said he's going to reach deep inside of somebody and rip that out like a cancer. He said that fear is much stronger than any love can ever be. He said that he's going to watch everything you love fade away. He's doing you a favor. Everything you love fade away. Yeah, I don't know.
Look, the Authority, Stephanie McMahon, the company, to me it sounds like Bray Wyatt's calling out Triple H.
That would be pretty epic to start a build for SummerSlam.
And I mean, Triple H has not been on TV since WrestleMania. So Triple H returns tonight for the Tough Enough announcement. If Bray comes out and hits him with Sister Abigail, freaking Albany's going to lose their fucking shit.
I'm going to lose my fucking shit. Another NXT, we were kind of worried about how NXT was going to be portrayed as the Ascensions kind of fizzled out. But the Lucha Dragons, especially Kalisto, they have gathered the favor of the WWE Universe. They have looked phenomenal as a tag team. They complement each other perfectly well. The Salida del Sol into a Swanton or a Senton. Well, I guess it's actually a Swanton by Sin Cara. Phenomenal finisher, and the crowd's loving the Lucha Dragons. I didn't think they would catch on like this. Did you?
Fucking Lucha Dragons, man. Who the fuck you talking about? Of course I knew they were going to catch on. They're freaking dude. They're entertaining as hell. And dude, I'm telling everybody, man. Freaking Kalisto, he is the second coming of Rey Mysterio. If he can stay healthy, he is going to be a money-making machine for this company going forward. The dude is legit.
I just thought they were they were outside of winning the tag team championships. I think they seemed kind of not the focus on NXT for a while. And
there's no tag team focus anywhere in this company right now.
Yeah, I just was having a hard time seeing if they were going to be able to translate into the main roster, but they have, and I love it. I love the fact that they are especially Kalisto are being cheered, and yeah, like I said, Kalisto's just a witch. When he goes onto that hot tag run, man, there are some moves you don't see anybody else do.
Agreed.
All right. Let's see here. We got a little bit of Roman Reigns and Big Show. We don't need to talk about that
because move on.
Yeah, they need to
move on.
They're going to be fighting each other for about the 80th time.
This is not the way. This is not the way to get Roman Reigns over in the eyes of the fans. It's not. It's absolutely not. It's the worst. It's the worst.
Especially when it's happened. It's when it's happened so many times over the past few months.
just fucking Big Show, dude.
Randy Orton is up against Cesaro. If he wins, he gets to choose a stipulation against Rollins at Extreme Rules. And he fought Cesaro, but that ended rather quickly with disqualification from Tyson Kidd. So then Kane showed up and said, "Not so fast, my friend. We're going to have a handicap match." And it's cool that Kidd and Cesaro are kind of getting put in with the main event guys because these guys deserve a lot of praise for the growth of their tag team.
True that.
And Randy Orton won, though, after a fairly quick match. No big surprise there, so he'll get to choose a stipulation for the main event at Extreme Rules. And next up, we got Dean Ambrose and Adam Rose, just a squash match to show that Dean Ambrose is a badass. And looks like Luke Harper is going to face him at Extreme Rules, a little bit of a grudge match after the way that Harper dismantled Ambrose at WrestleMania. That looked bad on TV. I don't know how that looked.
It looked bad. Dude, it looked bad in person.
The way he landed on his neck, I'm like, oh fuck, no. But thankfully, Dean is okay, and I think those two will have a pretty cool, hopefully it's an Extreme Rules match. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but the WWE's weird sometimes with Extreme Rules. It's an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, but hey, we're gonna have a regular match. Then we get we'll kind of skip over a couple things here to get to the meat and potatoes of Seth Rollins facing Kane. Obviously, if Seth Rollins wins, he also gets to choose a stipulation. Kane teased his annual face turn, but in the end, after knocking Seth Rollins out with a choke slam, he lays down and puts Seth Rollins on top of him for the 1, 2, 3. So what did you? Were you hoping he was going to turn face here, or what were you hoping for?
I didn't care.
Come on.
I didn't give two shits. You know what? I will be perfectly fair. It was the most interesting Kane's character has been in years, since Team Hell No. That was probably the most interesting Kane's character has been. They gave him some depth over the past week or so. And, it's a positive if they keep going with it and actually go somewhere with him, because they sure as hell don't go anywhere with Big Show. So I'll be willing to give it. I'll give him till payback. To give us some kind of payoff on this. And if not, I'm just going to stop paying attention.
What direction would you like to see Kane go in what will probably be the last couple of years of his career? He's the oldest guy on the roster right now. How would you like to see him end his career?
I don't know. Dude, you want my honest opinion? Him and Big Show could have ended their careers already, and I wouldn't care.
That's true.
So yeah, I don't honestly care. I'm sorry. I don't care.
You gotta have people to put the young guys over though eventually. So.
Yeah, but they don't use these guys to put the young guys over.
Not yet. No, they're in the authority, so they're there.
Until Big Show and Kane are used to put the quote unquote the young guys over, I don't care.
Miz got defeated by Damien Mizdow, so that evens up the match at 1 apiece. So then we'll have the rubber match at Extreme Rules. What are you thinking of Mizdow? You think he can continue this role after he gets done with Miz? He's talented. Do you think that he'll be able to, though?
Honestly, a lot of people are expecting Miz to be written off TV tomorrow night to go film that movie with Paige. So, Mizdow might take over the gimmick tomorrow night.
Well, we'll have to see what happens there.
Tonight, tomorrow night, tonight, or Raw. It's going to happen.
On Raw.
So
you don't think there's going to be an Extreme Rules match between the two?
No, because I want it to be over with already.
Ryback versus Luke Harper. Nothing much happened there except for disqualification, and that was weird. Getting disqualified for throwing someone on the announce table. I've never seen that before.
Didn't make any
Anyways,
sense. It seemed like a cop-out finish.
Basically, but the main point of that was Ambrose came out to throw some punches at Harper, so to continue their feud there. Now here we go, the highlight of the night: Dolph Ziggler versus Neville. Holy shit, was this a fun match?
Wish Neville would have won.
Who can do a fucking 450 splash off of the guardrail?
Adrian fucking Neville.
Holy shit!
Or should I just say fucking Neville? Because apparently Vince doesn't like anybody to have a first name that begins with A.
Yeah. Wow. 450 splash from the... I mean, that is what? A good 3-4 feet shorter than the top turnbuckle? At least?
Something like that.
Man. Great match. She only got 9 minutes, but still, Neville has been impressing the WWE Universe, and so... Thank God they did away with the Mighty Mouse gimmick, because just putting Neville out as Neville has gotten him over with the crowd.
Neville's the dude. Neville's the man, dude.
Yeah, he is. Oh my God, that was fun. That was fun. And then afterwards, Sheamus comes out to attack Ziggler because Sheamus, after he must have got tired of doing all those Be a Star campaigns, because now he's bullying all the smaller people of the WWE. But
there's another good chant to crowd the night after WrestleMania did. You look stupid.
You look stupid.
Yes, he still looks freaking stupid.
I like his new ring. I like his new theme song though. Now I think that's a good song.
I miss Lobsterhead.
But yeah, he looked like a combination of a punk rocker and Captain Jack Sparrow or something like that. I don't know. We get the Extreme Decision, #Extreme Decision on Twitter, folks. Rollins. Yeah, this was groan. I had grown as well. RKO is banned is Rollins' decision. Randy Orton's decision was a steel cage match. I kept waiting. As he was talking, after he said steel cage, he kept talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, I thought he was going to make it a Hell in a Cell.
Put a damn roof on it, you dumbass.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say there's going to be a roof on the cage.
I'm Randy Orton, and I'm the dumbest wrestler on the planet. I'm going to put you in a match that has interference every time there's been one for the last 3 years. We're going to have a cage match.
Yeah, there's a great meme that came out with nobody's going to be able to interfere. They showed J&J interfering with some cage match with Rollins was in.
Yeah, it was Rollins and Cena. Brock interfered too.
Dumb.
Dude, even a little girl can interfere in a cage match.
Oh, a bunch of kids did.
He got the whole world in his hands.
Let's go from Raw to SmackDown, and then we'll hit NXT. We'll hit NXT after SmackDown. But R-Truth against Bray Wyatt. They always like to feed Truth to Wyatt every once in a while for a nice little squash match. So we are still trying to figure out who Wyatt is targeting. If it's Triple H, that's phenomenal, but I think we're going to be let down. Well, I don't know about let down, but maybe it's Daniel Bryan or
that doesn't make any sense because Daniel Bryan's already got a program going into Extreme Rules.
We're not talking about.
I would imagine whoever he's calling out would be for Extreme Rules, don't you think?
But I don't know. But I love. Oh God, your idea of Triple H would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't think they're giving us that on 1 week build.
We got Bad News Barrett.
It'd be pretty freaking great though.
Yeah, well, I didn't figure he would have a match at Extreme Rules. That's why I'm thinking.
I don't know, give it to me at Payback. I'm going to Payback. That's in Baltimore. So
there you go.
Give me Triple H versus Bray Wyatt in Baltimore. I'll be happy.
We're still in London here for SmackDown, so Bad News Barrett gets his win against The Miz quickly, kind of a heel versus heel match. But Barrett's the baby. Barrett's the baby face in London, yeah. So definitely a good little shine for him there. Sheamus and Neville once again, Neville is showing you that he can do it with anybody in the roster. He could do it with Dolph Ziggler, and he could do it with a bigger guy like Sheamus. And once again, Sheamus always asks, "Are you not entertained?" I'm entertained by Neville. That's for damn sure.
At least he won.
So, yeah,
it was a shitty way to win with the commentator table spot again. But at least he won. So
that's true. New Day against Los Matadors, and so you liking New Day a little better now? They got a little edge on them?
I like New Day from the beginning. I've always been a New Day supporter, and if it takes a heel turn from them to actually get them over and give them a push, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
New Day all day, baby.
And yeah, I mean they fit perfectly. New Day sucks, perfect. You got the crowd interaction with the heel there, and obviously 3 talented guys, and Kofi finally turns heel for the first time in his career.
Honestly, look, if they're going to be honest, if WWE is going to follow the letter of the law, which they claim that they've been doing for as long as we've watched this product, they don't care what noise they're making as long as they're making noise. And
True.
They've been making noise every time the New Days come out for the past month. Be it negative noise, it's noise.
John Cena said this on, I don't know if it was Jericho's podcast a while back or with Austin's podcast. One of the podcasts, John Cena said the worst thing that a wrestler can ever have is silence.
Yep.
If you're being booed heavily or cheered heavily, that's great on both ends. If that means you're being paid attention to. And so silence is the worst thing. So if you're hated, well, hey, good. That's what wrestling's all about, is having a good guy and a bad guy sometimes in between. But if you hear crickets, that's when you got to worry. So we get a Divas match that I don't know. Natalia's in a match against Cameron and Alicia Fox and doesn't win, so we're just going to skip that one. So.
Girl, bye.
Fandango, what do you think, man? Dumping Rosa?
Let's just move on.
Are you dancing? Come on.
Move on.
I thought it was great, though, Bring out the old music
that's great. You turned him face in a crowd that you knew was going to pop for that theme music. Now he's back in the States tonight. What are you going to do with him?
Well, I'm a Fandango fan. I have been from like you were with the New Day. I've been a Fandango man for the beginning. So
Fandango man.
Hopefully,
okay.
I've been a Fandango man. I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt. God damn it! But hopefully this leads to something. Something. Hopefully. But anyways, how about that tag team main event between Daniel Bryan and John Cena against Cesaro and Tyson Kidd with fan participation? Huh?
Well, we didn't get to see said fans' participation. We've only heard about it. So
I saw some pictures.
I haven't seen any pictures, and any video that I've attempted to see was taken down before I got to see it. So
I bet. I guess one guy gave another guy a rock bottom. I don't know. There were 4 guys in the ring.
Well, I heard I heard the story was somebody jumped. One of them jumped the guardrail to attract the security. And when the security obtained the first guy, the rest of them jumped over and got in the ring and started doing spots and shit. So, and I don't know.
Main event, though, pretty cool to see Cesaro, like I said, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd taking on some of the top guys in the company. Great match for the time that it was given. Pretty basic match, though, but Daniel Bryan and John Cena are victorious over Kidd and Cesaro, but Kidd and Cesaro are mainstays on TV now, and I'm real happy about that.
Yeah, I'm really sick of everybody whining and complaining this week online that the tag team division's been buried because Cesaro and Kidd lost some matches to some main event guys this week. Just shut the fuck up. You're looking for shit to complain about at this point, and you just need to stop.
Yeah, I could not agree with you anymore. It's far from being buried.
Yeah,
and it's only going to get better with some new blood in the division. The primetime players making fun of everybody. I enjoyed that.
I'm cool with that.
And like I said, they never should have broke up in the first place. I think they will be the guys that take the titles from Kid and Cesaro, whenever that is. Let's jump to NXT for this week, the best show in the WWE. Solomon Crowe against our favorite hippie jobber guy, CJ Parker.
Who's no longer with the company.
Yep, who's no longer with the company. But Solomon Crowe is with the company and looks pretty solid again.
Picking up that W dog.
He looks kind of. It's like he's got that Taz build to him.
Yeah, he definitely has the Taz build.
Man, that guy's a lunchbox. Oh shit! It's Baron Corbin, 24 seconds against a guy that I don't know. Maybe he won a contest.
I'll tell you what, dude. Baron Corbin was not popular in San Jose.
Really?
It was Baron Corbin against Rhino, and that crowd did not want to see Baron Corbin beat Rhino.
Oh, they were excited for Rhino.
It was good. It was like a 10-minute match or whatever. And after the match, Rhino hit him with a gore, and the crowd loved it. So Rhino might have.
Was that just because it was more nostalgia for these guys seeing Rhino?
No, I don't think people like Baron Corbin.
Really?
I don't think the smart fan likes Baron Corbin. I'm
a smart fan, and I like Baron Corbin.
I saw him at Access against Finn Balor, and he got booed there too. So yeah, I don't know. I think Baron Corbin's days are numbered as far as being a quote unquote good guy go.
Yeah, I could always see him as being one of the lackeys for Bray Wyatt down the road.
Oh, speaking of NXT in that event, you did see that Hideo Itami hit the GTS in San Jose, right?
No,
yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, and he fought Tyler Breeze in the opening contest of that event, and crowds started chanting GTS, GTS. And they teased the spot in the middle of the match, and Breeze got out of it. And the crowd chanted for it again. And the finish of the match, freaking Tommy grabs his knee pad, ripped it down to his boot, freaking picked Tyler Breeze up, bam, GTS. Crowd lost its shit, and Tommy beat Breeze. It was amazing.
Was that 2 out of 3 falls that you saw?
No, it was a single fall.
Because I missed the 2 out of 3 falls episode. Just with a bunch of shit going on, and I wasn't able to catch that one. But speaking of tag teams, transition to the tag teams. How about a couple of guys that are in favor with the NXT universe? Colin Cassidy and Enzo Amore. These guys, the pops for them just keep getting bigger and bigger every time they come out, I think. And
they were totally over in San Jose. The entire crowd knew every single word of Enzo's promo, and they're over, dude. People, it's not just a Full Sail thing. They are legitimately over with the crowd. The crowd knows who they are. They know every single word of Enzo's promo. It was really fucking cool.
And Enzo, kind of like Cena, he will say the same thing, but then go into the ring and mix it up too. So that. He's starting to grow in that aspect too, of not just sticking to the same thing, but be able to kind of put a little more of his creativity ahead into the promo work. And those two together every time they come on TV, I get a big smile on my face just because I love watching those guys perform.
They gotta win the tag titles. Like
they will. I don't
to.
think that they're not. I mean, Blake and Murphy have barely been really featured much lately on NXT.
Gunner and Murphy need to drop the tag titles.
Yeah. Now, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, they face a new and upstart tag team, and now I guess they are officially a tag team because they got themselves some entrance music. Angelo Dawkins and Sawyer Fulton. They're green, but like Angelo Dawkins is a hell of an athlete. Sawyer Fulton, they're both ex-wrestlers. These guys could definitely be a Haas and Benjamin type of deal down in the future.
True that.
They got promise. Like I said, I don't know if it was my solo show or maybe one of the last shows with you. I said Dawkins. I think it was their debut, and I go, well, Dawkins, this guy looks pretty good. But I think there's a future for these guys in the business here for NXT. So obviously Cassidy and Amore win the matches. They are going to be fighting for the tag team championships here very shortly. Alex Riley says his bending over to let Owen stick a foot up his ass is not over. He'll let Owen stick a foot up his ass another time here soon. That's basically what I got out of it. Dana Brooke, what do you think about this girl?
I watched her at both the San Jose show and at Access. She was in a tag match at San Jose. It was her and Becky Lynch against Bayley and Alexa Bliss. And I watched her face Charlotte at Access. She's great. Yep. She's a little green, but there's a ridiculous amount of potential with her right now.
And she's
going to be really good.
She portrayed a heel naturally and perfectly, I think, when she fought Blue Pants here on NXT. Did you get to see Blue Pants at all?
No, but there was a We Want Blue Pants chant at the event before it started.
Damn it!
We
didn't get Blue Pants. We got a Blue Pants. A little bit of a squash match here just to put Dana Brooke over, obviously. But Dana Brooke looks phenomenal. Former fitness model and bodybuilding champion, and man, she is sculpted. Excited to see how she grows in the WWE.
Agreed.
Main event time. Sami Zayn and Rhino.
Was dope.
Holy man! I take everything I say about me not being as excited for Rhino to come back because this match was phenomenal. These guys put together an amazing match that went about 15 minutes. Obviously, Sami Zayn has some to do with it too, but Rhino has won me over. I mean, I just was more excited for Brian Kendrick than Rhino. And Rhino didn't look in great shape when he debuted, and all he did was a 30-second match with the gore and all that. But when it came down to a 15-minute match, he looked great.
Yeah, dude, Rhino's doing great.
I mean, how impressive was that when Sami Zayn hit the Blue Thunder Bomb on Rhino?
Oh, it was dope, dude. It was freaking dope.
I was out of state this week, but I had sent Matt a private message on Twitter. I go, holy shit, Blue Thunder Bomb on Rhino. I had to send him that message once. I popped hard for that one. I'm like, holy cow. But a phenomenal match. Rhino is great for the NXT universe. He's adding credibility to the product. He's gonna put young kids over, but at the same time, he's gonna get a little bit of a shine. He'll probably be in the main event picture. Do you think this is like a tune-up for him to be one last run in the main card, or is this just?
Honestly, I hope he's just part of the NXT permanent roster. I don't think he's needed up on Raw and SmackDown to be wasted, because I feel if they brought him with the Raw and SmackDown, it would be just that. I think they'd waste him up there. I think he has a lot more to offer in NXT than he would anywhere else right now. So,
yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. Just was kind of curious what you thought on that. Let's transition to TNA Impact for this week. The main focus around this was the 8-man tag team tournament. It wasn't a traditional 8-man tag team tournament, as it was basically 4 qualifying matches with the winner of each match going to Ultimate X in the main event on the same night. The first match, we get the Hardy Boys against the Revolution. This time the Revolution is Storm and Koya. And once again, we see why the hell is Koya in Impact Wrestling. He sucks.
He's the worst.
Oh my God!
That whole stable's the worst. So I mean, he kind of fits in with the rest of the stable. It sucks. It's James Storm and the Jobber Crew.
Abyss is okay though.
No, dude, Abyss has sucked for years. Yeah. Abyss is on Kane and Big Show level with me. So
okay. No surprise there. Actually, all 4 of these matches are pretty much, you could predict the winner here.
Yeah, they were. All 4 of those matches were very obvious.
Yeah, Matt and Jeff Hardy won there. We got Eric Young in the ring. Eric Young is going to get a shot at Kurt Angle one-on-one for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship next week. And Kurt Angle said basically he wants the old EY back and turned his back on Eric Young. And Eric Young had restrained himself and didn't cheap shot Kurt Angle. So kind of makes you wonder if Eric Young is turning another leaf, as he's, like you said, he's flip-flopped many times as heel and face.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God, yeah.
You might be flip-flopping again. We never know. But I think we're going to get a classic between these two next week. I'm a big Eric Young. EY. No, I say EY, but I said Eric instead of E. I'm a big EY fan in the ring. Overall, I'm a big Eric Young fan. So I'm excited to see this match next week. We get the next match for the tournament, tag team tournament. The BDC is Kenny King and Low Key against Mr. Anderson and Rockstar Spud. This was the only match that I could see either team winning.
I just didn't think that with Rockstar Spud already holding the title, I didn't think they were going to pull a trigger on giving him another title opportunity.
I didn't think he would win. I knew they weren't going to win the title match, but I figured maybe having Spud in the Ultimate X match might have added a little dimension to things. But Kenny King and Low Key using. This was the theme of the night was dumb referee. Referee was. I don't mind it every once in a while where the referee is distracted or what. That was like every fucking match today, this week in Impact. So Low Key slides in the chair and Anderson steps on it with his foot. So then the ref admonishes Anderson for stepping on the chair. I don't know. But anyways, all that melee and fracas and all that shit ended to Spud hitting the sliced bread number 2 on Kenny King, but Low Key dropping the Warriors. Was it the Warriors call or the Warriors way? That double stomp right on the back of Spud. Way. That enabled King to roll up Spud for the 1-2-3. So we get Kenny King and Low Key in the Ultimate X match here for the tag team titles in the main event. We go right along into probably the obvious call of the night, EC3 and Bram against Tigre, Uno, and Jay Rios. What?
Two guys I didn't even know were still with TNA.
Well, what are they? What? Couldn't they just put two guys together that were singles guys that at least could have made it? Think we wouldn't see EC3 and Bram win? But anyways, we are after that match. We learned that it's going to be a knockout night of Impact next week with a fatal four-way to determine the number one contender. We're going to have a Knockouts Championship match with Taryn Terrell and Awesome Kong. We're going to see the debut of a few other knockouts. Are you familiar with any of the knockouts that are debuting, Matt?
Jade, formerly known as Mia Yim. I've watched her on the Independents for like the last 4 or 5 years. She's awesome. I've met her. She's done a lot of work in the Maryland area in the Independents. She's great.
Cool.
She's done Shimmer. I think she's done Shine. I know she's done Shine. I think she's done Shimmer. She's really good. I'm not as familiar with her partner Marty Bell, but I've heard good things. So it definitely 2 good pickups. I mean, Mia Yim was just on NXT last year, getting squashed by Charlotte. So I mean, WWE knows she's talented. I mean, WWE missed the boat on not picking her up when they had the chance.
So it'll be pretty cool to see a little Knockouts theme episode of Impact next week, along with the title match.
When I think Knockouts, I think Kurt Angle and Eric Young. So.
Oh yeah, Eric Young's one sexy beast. I tell you what. The final qualifier between the Bromans, which is Matt's favorite tag team of all time, against the Dirty Heels. Holy shit,
dude!
Man,
If it was the Bromans against Kane and the Big Show, I wouldn't even know who to vote for. I really wouldn't. I don't know what I'd do. It would be the worst.
You know you're a Mr. Pectacular fan.
Yeah, not a chance, no.
Don't deny it, Matt. You like those pecs. But holy shit, did Rude and Aries look like they never were apart as a tag team.
Dude, they're awesome. They're awesome as a tag team.
Wow. I wouldn't mind them staying as a tag team for a little while longer, but we'll get to the finish of that a little bit later. But apparently the saddest day in Matt Black's life, the Bromans are teasing a breakup.
Oh, that's probably one of the happiest days.
DJZ came in.
The only thing that made me happier is that they all got pink slipped afterwards.
and then DJZ with his burn. We get a nice little hardcore match out in the back between Homicide and Angle. Homicide apparently jumping Angle from behind, and they kind of got into the ring, and then that's when we had a little fracas, and the rest of the BDC came out, and then the Rising came out to kind of even up the odds, and then in the end, Eric Young stops MVP from doing a chair shot to Angle. So,
well, he figured.
What were your thoughts?
As far as I'm concerned, EY was thinking, dude, he injures this dude, I don't have a title shot next week.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the way I took it.
He had a shot to give him a chair shot, though, and you got to figure out a chair shot ain't gonna injure Angle for the next week. So, but
Angle's full of excuses.
That's true. We got ourselves the Dollhouse Productions vignette with Jade and what was the other chick's name? I forget her. Marty Bell. Pretty cool little vignette to introduce those two ladies. They look like they're going to probably make a pretty quick impact, and no pun intended, into the business there.
Totally intended.
One of my favorite types of matches in TNA is the Ultimate X match, and when you got 4 teams of great wrestlers, it makes it even better. You have to just watch the match to, words aren't going to be able to describe the match because the action in it was great. A little bit of your typical TNA interference, but but in the end, the Hardy Boys are the TNA Tag Team Champions for the first time in their career. Finally, we get to see the Hardys as Tag Team Champions.
Long overdue, in my opinion.
Yeah. Loved it. Though the Dirty Heels, man, they.
Dude, give me a Dirty Heels Hardy Boys feud, and I'll be a happy motherfucking camper.
God damn, I hope we get that. So, it was a pretty damn good way to end a pretty damn good tag team heavy show, and so then we'll have a little knockouts heavy show with 2 sexy knockouts going between Eric Young and Kurt Angle to finish the show.
I know that excites you, brother.
Woo! I hope it's a lingerie match, man. Bra and panties.
You're the worst. You're the worst.
All right, let's get as far the fuck away from that as possible to our Extreme Rules predictions. Now, I don't know if every match has been announced.
I really don't think it has been.
So we're going to do our best. We're going to go with what we have so far, and then we'll post on our Facebook, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. We will put the rest of our predictions up. And, of course, Trevor, who normally joins us for the pay-per-view prediction shows, he had a Black Diamond Wrestling show tonight, so he could not join us. So we will get all of his picks also. We'll put them all in a nice little bow and put them up on the Facebook page here sometime this week. But like we said, we probably are going to see a couple more matches added to this card. But let's first start with United States Champion John Cena against Rusev Russian chain match. I think this is pretty simple.
Yep.
I'm going John Cena. They didn't make a T-shirt just to sell for a month.
Exactly.
And then take it off the shelves. This is a good way to not have Rusev be pinned or submitted, so he will still have a little bit of heat. He could still maybe beat the shit out of John Cena at the end of it. Who knows? But I don't. It's pretty obvious that John Cena is going to win this one, Matt.
I would love to say Rusev was going to win. But yeah, the T-shirt don't lie. Cena retains.
In the most anticipated match of the night for Matt, the Big Show takes on Roman Reigns.
I hate you, JB. I hate you.
and Matt is silent. Matt, well, what do you think about this match? Who's
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, no doubt.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now. If Big Show wins this match, you're gonna have to look for a new co-host to Lost in the Midcard, because I am done talking about WWE. I'm done. Big Show cannot beat Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules. It can't happen. It can't.
What do you think about this? Oh, by the way, yes, I pick Roman Reigns as well. That's pretty obvious. What do you think about a Kiss Me Arse match between Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler? I thought we were done with the Kiss My Ass Club here, but I am gonna go Sheamus just because he's the new returning guy, freshly heel, picking on the little man. I think in the end, he's gonna beat Ziggler. I think in the end he'll maybe beat a couple other of the little guys, and I think in the end maybe Neville wins his first pay-per-view match against Sheamus down the road here. Hopefully that's how this little bullying feud kind of turns out, but I think Sheamus wins this one.
Since we've been agreeing the whole night, I'm going to go against you here and go with Dolph Ziggler, and I really don't care. Because the stipulation of this match ruins the potential of how cool this match could have been. I want nothing to do with the finish of this match whatsoever. I just
every time I think
you're gonna do a kiss my ass match, do it with a couple divas. Don't do it with Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler. Every time
I think of this match here, this Kiss Me Arse match, every time I think of this match, ever since they announced it, all I can see is William Regal's puckered up face when he had to kiss Vince McMahon's ass.
Or when DX shoved Vince's face in the Big Show's ass.
Oh yeah. Oh, the WWE has a fascination with face to ass.
I think Vince's head is still up Big Show's ass.
Just look at Rikishi in the Hall of Fame, and you'll see why WWE has a fascination with heads in asses.
True that.
Real quick, we didn't talk about this in the open. What were your thoughts on Rikishi not including Too Cool?
I thought he started off the Hall of Fame in a really long, drawn out way. I was not into his speech at all. And honestly, I didn't even realize he didn't mention them until afterwards when people were complaining about it, because I cared so little about what he had to say that I didn't even notice it.
I thought it was interesting why he wouldn't even talk about them. I don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry, Rikishi, but if it wasn't for them, your ass wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame right now. So
exactly.
Recognize that.
Next prediction is the Divas Champion match between Nikki Bella and Paige. For us, knowing what we know, Paige is going to film a movie, so I think that's pretty obvious that Nikki Bella is going to be the champion here, huh?
You would think so. I still don't think the match is going to happen.
But it's only a couple of weeks, though, right? The WWE films is only about a 2-week layoff.
No.
Lana was only gone a couple of weeks, wasn't she?
Lana was gone like 3 weeks.
Mm.
And that was a rushed production. I don't think this one's going to be.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to get Paige and Nikki at Extreme Rules, but I could be wrong. As I said, we'll find out tonight on Raw. But yeah, I would say.
Well, if it changes, we'll put our predictions up on there. What if it is Naomi and Nikki? Do you think Naomi wins?
How does that match even work? Honestly,
I don't know. It's heel and heel.
Yeah, exactly, because you healed Naomi. So how does that match even work now? And I don't want to see. Naomi needs a new damn finisher before she gets a freaking championship. So,
well, we'll see how that plays out tonight on Raw, just to go from there. Intercontinental Championship match, Daniel Bryan against Bad News Barrett. Let's just assume that this match is going on. I think Barrett is going to be on to bigger and better things in 2015. I think Bryan's going to hold on. As long as his health is there, he's going to hold on to that championship for a little while longer now. So I take Daniel Bryan to go over Bad News Barrett here.
I also go Daniel Bryan as long as he's healthy.
And once again, if anything changes, we will give you our updated predictions on the Facebook page. Finally, the World Heavyweight Championship match, Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton in a cage match. The RKO is banned. Seth Rollins is my pick here easily.
Rollins retains.
Rollins has been one of the best wrestlers, and for him to only hold the belt for a month would be a travesty. And Orton would probably even tell you that himself. So
the only match we disagree on is Sheamus and Ziggler.
And you didn't want to disagree with me on it because you know that Sheamus.
I really don't want to disagree with you on it. But it was the only one that there's enough of an argument to be made that I could see Ziggler winning. So no other match that I could even think to disagree with you on and actually come off as an intelligent human being. So,
yeah, that's true. Well, that's going to wrap up Lost in the Midcard, episode 11. Matt, it's so great to have you back. And
good to be back,
looking forward to knocking these out on a weekly basis once more. Maybe we just call it a planned post-WrestleMania vacation and let the dust settle. Now we're going to get back into the swing of things. We are hosted by SpiderDuck.net. That enables us to be on iTunes, so you can find our link to iTunes and also our link to subscribe on YouTube through our Facebook page, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard. We hope you enjoy this week's upcoming programming. Hope you enjoy Extreme Rules. We will come to you next Monday night, next Monday morning with our episode 12. We're going to review Extreme Rules for you, see how the pay-per-view, is it going to be as predictable as we predicted it to be? We'll have to find out. But once again, thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard, and we'll catch you next week.